The GLC is Benz's medium-sized 5-seat family SUV, which takes on the likes of BMW's X3 and Audi's Q5. With the 300DE PHEV, you get up to 44 kilometres of emissions-free driving between charges. Once the battery is exhausted, you plug it in and you'll have a full charge in around 7 hours using a power socket, or just 2 hours using a wall box or AC public charging. This GLC 300DE uses a diesel-powered plug-in hybrid unit, not a petrol one. This 2-litre hybrid power plant is borrowed, as is much else of the GLC's engineering from the C-Class range. The GLC is very rapid and light on its feet. It's got a total system output of 306 horsepower, which is enough to dispatch the 0 to 100 km/h from rest in 6.2 seconds. There's a substantial 700 Newton meters of torque on offer, and this means it can tow up to 2,000 kilograms. The GLC's cabin is a major selling point, and with this current model, thoughtful changes have further enhanced it. The cabin may not be as up-to-date as some of Mercedes' other models. It doesn't have the integrated side-by-side black panel twin displays that the latest gen models get, and the infotainment system it uses isn't as large as some. It's still very easily navigated, not least because the GLC has still got fixed heater controls and matching fixed infotainment shortcut buttons underneath them. These are great aids to usability and guards against distraction. The front seats offer lots of support, comfort and adjustment. Going for premium trims, you get extra electrical adjustment as well as a memory function for seat position. But the basic seat design is the same as in lesser trims and is very good. A sophisticated media setup has various dedicated PHEV efficiency readouts and incorporates Mercedes' brand new generation MBUX system. Using only the electric motor, it's very quiet on startup. You may not think it, but there's a lot of pulling power available. From 0 revs, the battery really helps you launch and get up to speed quickly and smoothly. Unlike in a sole diesel engine car where you might have to stamp a bit on the accelerator to get going, the GLC 300DE really only requires the lightest of touches to get moving. And that also proves similar during overtaking. Just feather the throttle and there's more than enough power to smoothly and safely waft you past. It really is a very smooth driving experience in the GLC 300DE. You'd never know it was a diesel. When it moves off, it's in electric mode. And as long as you use a feather-light touch with the accelerator, it progresses very nicely indeed. And it's also the same when you're overtaking on motorways. As long as you just don't push it the whole way to the floor, it's a lovely progressive pickup. It's one of the things it does best. You never really notice that you're in a diesel. The rear passengers have loads of space and you'd happily fill up the cabin for a weekend away, but I think if you're bringing all your bags for any longer than that, you may need to get a roof rack and a storage box on top of that, because the space, as I say, definitely is limited in the boot. So even when you've got the tonneau cover, which works very easily and quickly, you can pop that out, but once you do pop it out, you've nowhere to store it. It's just a little bit too long and they haven't left any space to pop it into easily. So that's for the next iteration. This is a facelift and the next one will be due in 2023. So just a few notes there. That's all battery power. The pickup is nice and smooth and sweet. And as I say, on motorways, it's very fast as well. It just picks up so nicely. And there's not much grunt out of it unless you really push it, but there's no need to do that. There is a little bit of intrusion from wind noise at higher speeds. I think it's to do with the higher design, and it's very square as well. So you do get a little bit of wind noise from the windows on the side, but it's nothing that you can't get over, and you definitely don't have to turn up the stereo too loud to get rid of it. It's noticeable, but it's not intrusive. You've also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the MBUX infotainment system. And in order to use your Apple CarPlay, for example, all of the connections are USB-C. So all you need to do is just get a simple cable and upgrade to the USB-C cable and hook it up. But in this particular model, in the GLC, the USB-C port for your mobile phone is in the glove box. That's fine, you plug it in. There's two, by the way, so if you plug it into the first one and you don't think your Apple CarPlay is working, try the second one. Plug it in, close the two doors over the cable, unfortunately, which squashes the cable. That'll increase the wear and tear. And then it kind of drags your phone. Now you can leave your phone in there, obviously you can lock it in there if you prefer, but most people are going to put it into where the cup holders are. And then this therefore drags the cable across the haptic touchpad. So if you move it at all, it can interfere with the haptic touchpad and therefore the touchscreen and anything it might choose to select. The GLC has all the styling, tech and driver appeal needed to win buyers in its hard-fought premium SUV sector. The 4-cylinder diesel offers as much performance, economy and refinement as any driver could ever need. In terms of practicality, the GLC is pretty much a match for its rivals when it comes to passenger and boot space, and although adding option packs and features can get expensive, an efficient range of engines means mainstream models offer reasonable running costs.